me losing all of that is really, really sad. I lost all of that. I completely forgot who I was, and the identity was my mother is dead. Welcome to Lost and Found, the podcast where we have real conversations about grief, loss, and everything that comes along with it. My name is Libby Blake, and on today's episode, we are going to talk about how grief has changed me, and it has changed me a lot. For reference, my mom died a year and a half ago. It has been a whole journey, from then to now. I was unrecognizable when my mom first died. It was bad. In my first video, I talked about the day my mom died and our relationship. It brought up a lot of feelings, and I talked a lot about how I was feeling that day. But that is not how I necessarily feel now. I've worked through a lot of those feelings. They do still pop up sometimes, but they are not as potent as they were that day and shortly after. I just thought that was not food for thought, but it was worth saying because that video was very emotional, and I did feel all of those things. I did feel blame. I did feel regret. I still do regret things. I, at times, do feel like I played a part, but not like I did then. I have worked through a lot of that. Okay, so I am going to talk about some topics about where I was then and where I am now, and touch a little bit on where I was before, if it makes sense to, I guess. When my mom first died, I was 1,000% in survival mode. I would literally freeze or fight. I would be overstimulated purposely, or I would lay in bed for 2 weeks. There was no in between. I did that intentionally. I had major brain fog, and I also had major memory loss. I could not remember anything. I could not perform simple tasks. So the fact that I wanted to be so go baffles me. If I had a hiccup throughout the day, it destroyed me. And I'd go cry and lay in bed all day. That's how back and forth it was, but it was one or the other. There was no in between, but it was total survival mode, and I'm not there anymore. I still do see glimmers of it. I do handle small stresses very well, but if a big stress comes up, I am like the champion of big stresses now, which I don't think it's a trauma response. That's where I was. I have been way better. I feel like the main thing I've been trying to do is slow down and reset my nervous system and remember to be present. In me doing that, I have found a great relief of the survival mode. I think I came to terms that I can't change it, and I don't want to live there forever. So we are resetting that nervous system. When my mom first died, that was my identity. My mom's dead. That was my whole identity. It's like I wanted to just stay in the grief. And I did. I felt a lot of regret with it, and I felt like I needed to stay there. I felt like I didn't deserve anything else. My self-worth vanished. Before my mom died, I thought I was the shit. You could not stop me. I thought I was great, as I feel everyone should feel. I feel like we are all so worthy, and we don't even realize it. And I really believed that before she died. And for me to remember me losing all of that is really, really sad. I lost all of that. I completely forgot who I was, and the identity was my mother is dead. I did not think I was worthy of anything, or I was capable of doing the things I wanted to do before she died. I was suicidal. I've never been suicidal in my life. I was suicidal. My brain just thought so many things that it has never thought before. I have never been a very negative person. Even when I was going through changes, I wasn't a negative person. I was a very realistic person, but never looked for the negative, and that's all my brain was doing. That's how I identified for a long time. The past 6 months or so, I have been like, yes, you made mistakes, or you can think you made mistakes. Who really fucking knows? But you are still worthy of everything you want, everything you desire, how you want to show up in the world. And I do truly believe I just reached a place where I was tired of feeling that way, that I wanted to turn the grief into something better, or at least have me learn from what had previously happened. I wanted to learn from it and move forward and not have those same mistakes again. And I knew with where I was with my self identity and perception, that was not going to happen. We are definitely working on that, and I feel way, way better now about who I am as a person. And I do think I've worked through a lot of that. My mom being dead is not my identity anymore. It is something that happened, and it fucking sucks and it hurts, but it is not who I am. So it feels good to say that, and it also hurts to say that. I do feel way better in that aspect. I also feel like before she died, I was so confident that everything I wanted was going to happen. Everything. And she was included in those things. So when she died, it kind of felt like, is any of it true? She died. That was part of what was supposed to happen. So it really made me not believe in myself and my values. My beliefs in general just kind of vanished. I felt very betrayed by my beliefs, and I was very angry at whatever made us, God, the universe. I believe in both. I believe they're intertwined, but I was very mad and I felt very betrayed. So that was another reason I kind of lost my identity, because that was a huge part of who I was, and it's not true. Even if I did make mistakes, I deserve to be happy, even though I am not perfect. So we are working on that, and we are feeling good today. But it could change tomorrow. Who knows? My values and priorities. When my mom first died, values, what were they? They did not live here. My priorities, all of them were gone. They vanished. But my work also stopped when my mom died because the actors and writers' strike happened. Those things were such a huge priority for me. And loving myself was a huge priority. So when everything was taken, I did not love myself anymore. And it showed. Taking care of my health, gone. I did not care. A huge part of what makes me feel good is working out. Stopped doing it. Didn't give a fuck. It was bad. My values, I didn't have any for about a year. Thinking back to then and where I am now, night and day, my values are back. I want to show up for myself, the people I love. I want to show up for everyone. I want to be able to help the earth and leave it in a better place, because I'm very aware of my mortality and I don't know when I'm going to die. So I feel like time is of the essence, and I want to use my time here as purposeful as I can. I would say that is a huge shift, and that happened recently. I just fucking got tired of it. I got really tired of feeling that bad all the time. I know my mom wouldn't want that for me. I know she doesn't blame me for her death. I know she doesn't blame me the way I used to blame myself. I know even if it's true, she would not want it to affect my life the way it did. My values and priorities are almost back to what they were before she died. I don't think I'm ever going to be 100%, because my mom is missing and a part of me is missing. But I do think I can live as close to it as possible for her and to honor her. That's what I'm going to try to do. My relationships and connections, when my mom first died, they were gone, all of them. Me and my boyfriend are still working on ours. I feel like with him, it was probably the worst because we lived together and he could not get away. He was so supportive and still is. He was so freaking supportive. during the whole thing, and he dealt with a lot. I think there were times I was trying to self-sabotage our relationship. I would let a lot of my anger out on him. You're the meanest to the people you love because they're not going to leave. I think I did that. But I also feel like I kind of wanted him to leave. I felt like I didn't deserve it. He didn't. So we are working on that. We are actually going to start going to couples therapy because I'm not 100% with my relationship. With my friends, I was not connecting with them. I did not want to. I self-isolated. Is that how you say that? I isolated. I don't know which one it is, but I isolated intentionally. Some of them reached out. The ones that did not reach out, I held a grudge. Still kind of do. We're working through that. I just feel like if someone dies, someone's parent dies, or anyone in their life, and you don't even get I'm here in any way, like I'm here for just an ear or whatever you need, text, or an acknowledgement of the death of your loved one, then you are not a friend of mine. That is really how I feel. We're working through that because I don't think that is true, because I know that some of my friends, whenever they had lost loved ones before I had lost a loved one, it's uncomfortable. You don't know what to say. Sometimes you just don't say anything. I've been on both sides of that, and we are working through that. But now that it happened to me, I do still kind of feel that way. Like I know exactly who did not message me after my mom died. We are learning how to love them again. The friends that did reach out, God bless them. There would be weeks I wouldn't respond. There would be times where I would not know how to be with them. I got very awkward. I would not want to talk to them at all. Or I would load everything on them anytime I saw them. And would not ask how they were, because my whole life revolved around the death of my mother. With my friends, I am starting to show up again. I am wanting to be helpful. I am wanting to be there. I call my friends now again. I text them and see how they're doing. I am definitely doing better with my connections and trying to show up better for them, because I know there will be a time where they need me how I needed them, and they might push me away, but I want to be able to mentally be able to be there if they do need me. It's so messed up because my brain always goes to, well, when their parents die, I want to be able to show up for them. I'm just very aware that their parents are going to die. My boyfriend's parents are going to die. It's so morbid, but I'm trying to be a friend through and through now. My perspective on life and death has changed. When my mom first died, I still did believe and felt that she was around. I'm not an atheist. I do not think when she died that was the end of my mom. I do still think she is here and she shows me. It's not the same. I thought I could handle it better. When she initially died, I did get signs. I also kind of fought them because she was not physically here and my brain could not comprehend it. I did for a little bit think she's gone entirely, and she wasn't. She was sending me signs. She still does. I think she feels better. I think her energy feels better, and she is released of all of the mental issues and addictions she had. I fought it a lot. I am back to where I used to be with my thoughts on death. I do think she's okay. I do not think we just vanish. I think you learn and evolve, and we're all a collective anyway. My thoughts on death went back to how they were before she died. Life. Before my mom died, I was so grateful for everything. I was grateful to be alive. I was grateful for bad times. I was grateful for good times. I would literally look at the sky and tear up because I was like, this is so beautiful and I get to experience it. And then my mom died, and I did not value life at all. I did not give a fuck if I was alive. I did not care. I wasted, and I wouldn't say I wasted because I did have to get through it, but I grieved her hard. I still am. And I did not want to have experiences. I did not want to learn. I did not want to grow. I was totally fine staying in that grief and feeling the weight of her death. I am coming out of that. I love my mom so much. I don't want her death to be, I don't know the right word. I feel like you can either go one way or the other with grief. I want to choose to use my grief to motivate me and motivate my life, because my time here is limited and I do not know how long it will be. I want to use it the best way I can. I have been purposely waking up every day saying that I am grateful to have woken up, and it's going to be a good day, and I'm going to do the things I want to do and the things that make me happy and be present. I don't want my grief to not go to waste, because I do think I needed to experience it in that deepness I felt to come on the other side. It's complicated. I feel that I want her death to not be in vain. I don't know if that's the correct way of saying it. I want to spend my time the best way I can. I want to make an impact. I want to share experiences with my loved ones. I want to make sure that they know they are loved. And I do truly feel that if you don't learn from your lessons, they will keep repeating. And I do not want to experience that again. I do not want to feel like someone died and they didn't know I loved them. I know my mom knows I love her. So I want to flood people with love, and I want to be happy and share experiences and be grateful for everything. I had an epiphany the other day. You can't really have these great times that you're grateful for and not be grateful for the bad ones. I'm trying to find gratitude in the bad ones. I want to use the experiences I had with my mom to learn and grow. I know that. I do not want to experience that again. I don't want people to leave this earth thinking I did not love them. I don't want to leave this earth without expressing my love for the people I love and helping people the best way I know how. I really feel like if you are supposed to be so grateful for the good times, then you have to be grateful for the bad times. And that was a bad time, but I'm also grateful to know that I can love that hard and love that unconditionally, to where the absence is hard. It's really hard sometimes. I feel like if you love someone unconditionally, the grief is going to be unconditional too. That is very bittersweet. It just means that I loved her so much. And I do think I needed to be in a little cocoon to feel all of that grief and learn how to navigate it. God, I don't want to stay there. I feel like the version I was intended to be, I have not reached that yet. I think I'm at a place where I can show up in the world and be grateful. I'm tired of not being present. I'm tired of being in survival mode. I'm the only one that can get myself out of those things. I'm fully aware of that. Today is a good day. And yesterday was a good day. And hopefully tomorrow will be a good day. Will there be little whims of my grief? 100%. I cried earlier, but I felt it. And I was grateful to love that deeply. I'm just trying to use it to fuel me instead of destroy me pretty fucking much. That's all you can do if you make the choice to do it. I'm consciously making that choice. That is how grief has changed me. That is how I used to be in my grief and where I currently am. Thank you for watching. I really hope that this helped you if you are not there yet. It took me a long time. Something just switched. I don't know what it was, but something's switched. If you're not there, that's 100% valid. Loss is hard. The hurt is hard. Losing someone that you love is fucking hard. I do feel that I'm at a place right now where it has gotten a little easier to hold. I pray for nothing else but for that to be what happens for you as well. I'm going to keep posting. There's probably going to be a day where I'm really deep in the grief and deep in it, and I'll share that too. I'm going to continue to post about different experiences throughout my grief, because there's been so many that have happened that I haven't even told you about. You don't have to do this alone. We don't have to do this alone. Grief is hard. It's a part of life. We should hold each other's hands through it. Thank you for watching Lost and Found. If you liked this video or it helped you in any way, please like, comment, and subscribe below. There's also an email and a phone number if you want to share your experience with loss and grief. I am here for you. I would love to be an ear for you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all.